Hey, how's it going? My name is Alex and welcome to Remixed Reviews. Today I'm actually reviewing a figure from a show that I've watched since it came out, which was Arrow. We're in season 3 now. To be honest with you, when it started off, I was a huge fan, especially in season 2 when things got rolling with the character of DeathStroke. I believe that any show or movie is just as good as the villain. As much as we all like our superheroes, it's a good villain that makes the movie or the TV show even that more interesting and even better. With the case of the Dark Knight, the Dark Knight trilogy, I was a fan of the Batman, but once you had the Joker in there, the movie that particular movie just seemed so much better. Same thing with Arrow, with Deathstroke in it. I really enjoyed the show. Now in season 3, he's no longer a part of the show, and with the add of the Flash, which they do a lot of crossover with. The Flash is just such a good show. It actually made me like Arrow even less. But that being said, I still watch Arrow. I still power through it sometimes. But I was a big fan of the Deathstroke character, the look, and I'm glad that they came out with the figures for these characters. And my favorite one by far was Deathstroke. I was happy to get them. A reasonable price. You could they come out around $20 to $25 depending on where and when you could get them. I actually picked mine up at a local comic book shop here in Chicago. So, without further ado, let's take a review at Deathstroke from the TV show Arrow. So here's a look at the packaging for Arrow's Deathstroke. These boxes are pretty much the standard now for the DC Collectibles line. I know the DC Collectibles Great Caputo series also has this standard box. I do like the open look of Deathstroke. I do like the image that they put here of him, the way he looks on the TV show. I thought was cool. And in the back, they also have the other figures that you could take a look at. Oliver Queen without his shirt on. What I do like here is the mask on the stick with the arrow going across. That reminds me a lot of season 1. I thought that was a nice figure to add. Then you have Canary, Deathstroke, and Arrow in his full suit. Like I said, I probably won't be collecting the other figures from this line, but who knows, if I find them on clearance or something, I might. It's down here at the bottom. It shows you how much I paid for it, which is $24.99, which is about average. You could probably find it cheaper at a show or something, but I'm fine with it. Deathstroke's a great character and one of my favorite. So let's open this bad boy up and take a closer look. So right off the bat, without even messing with him, I think he looks awesome. It's a great looking figure. He stands right at 7 inches tall, and that's good because I actually thought he was going to be a little bit shorter. Let me bring him in closely. It's got a great sculpt, great head design. I like that eye that you could see. It's looking right at you. Looks pretty menacing. I like the clean, nice line across the paint job. I thought that was a paint defect, but he actually has another gray little, looks like a clipping to his face mask. The design looks very good. I like the colors. I thought I wanted a little more blue and orange on him, but to be honest with you, for the realistic look of the show, this does pretty well. Look at that sculpting. You can tell he has layers of guards on top of the sculpting, which is pretty cool. Bullets. You look at the back. I like they even add this little hair tail. I like the fucking all the straps. He's got a lot of straps going on, which is cool to hold his blade. He's got a little knife holder right there. You could see that's where one of his accessories going, which is pretty cool. Great sculpting all the way through, man. Even like the back, you could see the clippings on his guards. Just really cool. Really good attention to detail. Like I said, you have the catcher type shin guards. Got more straps, gun holsters, belts. Very cool looking figure. I'm really happy with the sculpt. I think the colors they chose are decent. I mean, like I said, I'm used to having a little more color. But you know what? Since the head is sixed out, and that's the trademark of this character's look, I think it goes pretty good. I do like his neck too. If you could get a closer look at that, there's a cool little design in there. I just think overall this figure is awesome. I'm really happy with the sculpt, the size, and the design of this figure. I don't think they could have done too much better, especially when you compare it to what he looks like on the show. As far as accessories go, he does come with the katana sword, which has some pretty good detail in there. The ninja sword comes with a 45, which is actually pretty good too. It has some nice silver painting with the little handgun grip. It's actually pretty cool. It does come with another blade. I want to say this is more like a military type blade. And then he comes with a little knife too, which I think this is the one that comes in the back. So overall, he comes with 1, 2, 4 accessories, including the handgun. I think I would have liked it if he came with maybe another 45 or even possibly a machine gun. So as far as his blades go and his guns, he is able to hold the 45 in his holster. The sword does fit very well in the sheath, and he has his little knife down here that also fits sideways. I didn't see a place for this blade, but you know, he could hold it in his hand. Overall, I like it. I wish it came, like I said, with maybe a little bit extra, but that's fine. I mean, they gave us some decent weapons, so I'm cool with that. And if I ever need to, I could probably find some from other figures to add to that. When it comes to articulation, he is a little stiff, so I'm not sure if I'm getting precisely every range of motion. His arms come out only about that far. He does have a 360. He does have a 90-degree elbow hinge swivel at the hand, but that's pretty much about it on both sides. Very minimal ab crunch, if any. I don't know if that's just because he's stiff or I really need to put him in hot water. His legs come out about that far, T-joint hips. Legs only come forward about that far, only go backward about that far. So there is a double jointed knee, which is good, and there is the great ankle pivot that everyone loves. You know what? I'm okay with the little lack of articulation because, I mean, the basics are all there, especially for this being a DC collectible. You know, the articulation is good. Anything that misses out on articulation, it makes up for with the actual sculpt and the overall look of the figure. His head doesn't go all the way around in 360. It goes up very minimal, comes down a little bit. Not much articulation to show for it as far as the head goes. But overall, it does its purpose. If I were to rate it 9 out of 10, I'd give it a 7. So here's a quick comparison next to the DC Universe Classics DeathStroke. I absolutely love this figure, so I kind of rate every figure of DeathStroke that I get next to this one. And I gotta say, it holds up well. Both of them have a different take on the character, but both of them, as soon as you see it, you know exactly who the character is. So that being said, that being a DeathStroke fan, I recommend this figure, and I definitely can't wait to pose them next to each other on my shelf. So I hope you like this review. Overall, I do recommend this figure if you do not have it. Please leave your likes and your comments at the bottom, and we will see you next time. For more information, don't forget to visit us at www.comicsremix.com, and we will see you next time. Peace.
I cannot stay here too long before my machine friends will become nervous and do something rash.